Steel boots stomping, crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag off at a Penske fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. From the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two dumb Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to all the Yinzers and Yinzerettes alike. Good morning. Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is episode 801, Michael. 801, just 199 short episodes away from the big 1,000. Everybody, welcome back. Great to see everybody. Great to see everybody on the board this morning. And
there we go. We're back.
all right. I don't know what was said, what was heard, but I do want to say good morning to everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the board. Everybody's looking good this morning. Good morning. Yes, John, welcome to the show. He says 8 days in a wake up. That is the new official way of keeping track of things for me. Certainly. Jen, good morning to you as well. Jen says, good morning, Steelers family. RB says, good morning. I'll be the butt of the jokes today, but I'll say the truth. You know what? I have something up my sleeve for you too, RB, so stick around. Good morning to Maddie Wibbs. Maddie saying hello. Great seeing you on the board, Maddie. And RB is saying everyone is cooking Dallas 2 first-round picks in a Pro Bowl DT for a pass rusher who wanted $180 million, a pass rusher who averages 12.5 sacks a year. Follows it up by saying $3.75 million per sack is absurd. And now Dallas is in the prime position to go get into the Manning Lotto. Good points so far on the board, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back. Mike, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm ready to rock and roll, baby.
Before we get into everything today, I do want to say if you're looking for something to do, head down to the North Shore this weekend. There's a lot cooking down on the North Shore. Literally, the Rib Fest is going on through the weekend downtown here. So you could go down and get some ribs, which is always awesome. But also, Mike, if you want to go down and check out a game, we have Duquesne at Pitt tomorrow at noon, and then also the Savannah Bananas, the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, are in town. Mike, they'll be performing tonight and tomorrow at PNC Park. I'd be kind of interested in that. I guess it's one of these things where I'll get to it when I get to it. I'm not going to rush to see them, but I'd like to see the Savannah Bananas at some point.
I would too, man. It looks fun. We'll have a lot more fun than regular baseball. More fun than watching the Buccos.
My problem is this. You're kind of okay, the fun about the Harlem Globetrotters, you're right. I've seen these guys a couple times. You're right down on the court. I mean, you're really close to the court, and
Yeah.
you could do all the pranks and jokes and tricks and everything, and you know what's going on. I just wonder if in baseball, if you could do that, because there's so much space. I mean, even the space between the first base line and the dugout
Yeah.
is more space than anything that you would have at the basketball court for the Globetrotters. But anyway, you slice it. It could be a lot of fun. Again, guys, down at the North Shore is going to be banging this weekend. Again, the Savannah Bananas in town tomorrow and tonight. Duquesne at Pitt tomorrow at 12. And then again, the Rib Fest, one of my favorite times of the year. So head down to the North Shore this weekend. I'll save this. Let me see what's going on the board. Good morning, Corey. Corey, always great to see us. He says both teams got fleeced, in my opinion. John says, I'm not sure the Manning family has decided if Arch will go into the draft next year. Even if they do, the team will finally be picked. RB says also Green Bay being brain dead helps us. They have maybe 3, maybe 4 wide receivers who need paid in the next 2 years. That they can now only pay 1. Guys are going to ask out knowing so. So I guess that is the big story today, guys. The big story is the Micah Parsons trade. And I don't know if, a lot of people seen this coming. And I got to be honest with you. I personally don't care all that much. The only thing that I really find funny about this is TJ wanted to outbid Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter if it was even by $1.
Yeah.
This is why he was holding out. He wasn't going to play if, he wouldn't have had 1 more cent more than Myles Garrett. Now here comes Micah Parsons just blowing everybody out of the water. So again, what are you really doing at the end of the day? It's a bunch of games. And again, Mike, for this to affect me at all, it really doesn't. I'm not a Penn State guy. I don't care what goes on with Micah Parsons. I'm not a Dallas Cowboy guy, and I'm not a Green Bay Packer guy, but I understand how this is a big story, Mike, and a lot of people have, as you see on the board, different opinions one way or the other. Some people like the move. Some people think one team got fleeced. Some people think that both teams got fleeced, Mike, and we will get into that certainly a lot more today in the show. RB is saying $47 million per Parson. Does Cockhead want more money now too? And then John says again, the family will pick Arch's team. He's like, he's like the Rockefellers or the Rothschilds. They're gonna select where he goes.
They did it with Eli.
So, Mike, again, I have very little skin in the game on this big trade. Again, I could personally care less. Why don't you give me your take on what's going on with Green Bay, Dallas, and Micah Parsons?
You can give Dallas all the first-round picks they want with Jerry Jones still running the show. Good luck and Godspeed. That's all I got to say. You're not – anytime you lose the best player in the trade, you have lost the trade. These draft picks are nice, but you don't know what they're going to turn into, and you know what you had. And then you let them go. And it's what him, Reggie White, and I think another Hall of Famer, the only guys to have 12-plus sacks or more in each of their first 4 years. And he's more than just an edge rusher. He lines up at DN, D tackle, outside linebacker, inside linebacker. He lined up at slot cornerback a handful of times too. He's used all over their defense, and you lose a big piece of that puzzle after you went out and added a huge piece to your offense and getting George Pickens too. And this guy wanted to stay there. He said he wanted to be a Cowboy for life. Just make it work for me. And Jerry Jones, being Jerry Jones, was trying to sneak around his agent, tried to negotiate directly with the player, which you don't do. And then you wait this long to trade the guy when there are reports coming out that you had trade offers in April for this guy. But if you wanted to trade him, you should have done it then, because you had a huge bidding war and got more than Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks that are going to be in the low 20s. That's where Green Bay has drafted the last, 5 of the last 6 years or 6 of the last 7. It was a terrible trade for Green Bay or for Dallas, and it was a good get for Green Bay. They're trying to add to a defense that's already sneaky good. It's just comical. I love how Jerry Jones doesn't care, because all Jerry Jones cares about is people are talking about the Cowboys, baby.
And you know who doesn't care? I really don't care. And I'm going to be honest with you. Again, if this wasn't the name Micah Parsons, if this wasn't somebody that you have a slight connection with, I mean, just from your college team,
Yeah.
I would be talking about this even less. I'm going to be honest with you. I just am not, I have no interest in Micah Parsons. I have no interest in the NFC. And I think this plays very little to do with us. I'm going to get into a little bit later. Yes, we are going to face him down the road now that he is over in Green Bay. And it'd be what it be. It's one guy. I whatever. They get a couple of first round picks in the in Dallas for the drafts, and Green Bay gets a linebacker. Blah blah blah. You know what? I'm fine with that. They're not going to win a Super Bowl because they have Micah Parsons in Green Bay. I just again, okay. Dallas got their 2 picks, and you know what? You mentioned before the show that you know what they're probably going to be at 20 or after.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? You have 2 first round draft picks in your pocket. In your pocket. I mean, you just know by what it was that this, what the Steelers done over the past couple of years by really using their draft picks in different ways. If they could be creative in Dallas, I think that maybe they could really make this beneficial for them, and maybe that's what they think. But I just think at the end of the day, it's such a terrible franchise. As a Steeler fan, I have no interest in that team down in Dallas. They're the only team in the NFC that hasn't been to the NFC Championship game in 30 years. Everybody else has been there more prior, more recent. But at the end of the day, we will talk about it again. He is getting mad money, and you got to recall that again, TJ was going to hold out because he couldn't. He wanted to make 1 more cent than Myles Garrett, but again, just throw that out the window now. The guy was going to take off. He was going to hold out to have more sense or more money than this guy. And this guy comes along, and so I mean, I can't really get into this the way everybody else is, but I'm trying, Mike. I'm trying.
What this really does too is. Detroit with Aiden Hutchinson, if he can come back 100% healthy and be the player that he was, he has a contract coming up. Now, by Green Bay giving Micah Parsons this big deal, is that going to force the Lions and Aiden Hutchinson to go through this drama too? Is it going to force them to spend all this money too? And, the salary cap keeps going up and up and up, and there's no sign that it's going to slow down. And the NFL is pouring in more money year after year after year. So get in early on your guy, and pretty soon it's going to look like a steal. Everyone laughed when the Chiefs gave Mahomes averaging like $50 million a year or whatever the hell it was. Now he's a bargain in the NFL. So get your guy signed early. He's 26 years old, and you locked him up for the next 4, 5, 6 years. That's a steal right there.
Well, again, Dallas wasn't winning anything important of any importance. So again, hopefully he has a better effect on Green Bay. Yes, he's a beast individually. Yes, he gets his numbers, but at the end of the day, again, Dallas is certainly the only team in the NFC that hasn't smelled the NFC Championship game in 30 years. So what he did to help improve that team might not be as important as everybody thinks. Maybe they just do need to get other things. And again, you give a team 2 extra first-round draft picks. You could make it happen. Again, we learned from Omar Khan over the past couple seasons what you could do with the power of draft picks. And again, so Green Bay gets a guy. They get a really good linebacker. Dallas gets a couple first-round draft picks. Life still goes on in the Steel City. And again, I understand this is what everyone's talking about. So let's get on the board, Mike, because I do see some more faces popping in today, and I don't want anybody to get left behind. We have, Mike, we're just 1 week away. This is going to be Steeler Friday, 1 week from right now. So let's get into it, guys. I'm going to go right here. RB says this. He says $47 million per Parson. Okay, no, we did get that one. Okay, Jen says, I'm happy for Parsons' trade. Dallas will lose, and we will get a better pick for the Pickens trade.
That's the key right there, baby.
That's something I care about. Yeah, absolutely. I like that. And then RB says, that's not true. You can't pay a defensive player damn near $200 million. You just can't. Cody, what's up, my man? Always great seeing Cody on the board. Cody says, I'm convinced that every reporter, journalist in Pittsburgh likes to make up shit for publicity, and other reports, idiots back those people up. I don't get this. Why I listen. You know what I mean? The media truly is bullshit here, and it starts with the what's the word I'm looking for, Mike? They're pretentious. The media in Pittsburgh is very pretentious.
Yeah.
And the thing about Pittsburgh being a smaller city, you only have X amount of options, so people can be total complete assholes. People tune into the radio shows here in Pittsburgh, and they get thrown off the show, or told they're stupid, or told they're not a fan because they don't have the same opinion as the guy talking. it's just downright pretentious what goes on in this city. And again, it's if it was New York or LA or Chicago, you don't have them issues, but everybody, it's smaller, it's clicky. And here's the thing: if you like Mark Madden, everybody's gonna like Mark Madden. If you like this show, everybody's gonna like this show. That's just the way it is around here, and I do apologize for that, guys. And that, again, like I said before, that is why we do what we do, to kind of give a little bit of an alternate look on things. And again, a Steeler fan, and like that's a big part of why I do what I do, because I'm tired of these pretentious assholes telling people you're not a football fan because you don't agree with an opinion, or you're not a Steeler fan if you don't have the knowledge that somebody who sits there and looks up Steeler stuff all day knows. I mean, the guys, like ourselves, Mike, we look at a lot of Steeler stuff throughout the course of a day, and that's like somebody coming on here having a different opinion.
Yeah,
me telling them they're not a fan. You're not a real football fan because you don't know what I know. So again, you guys are right. I hope again that was the Mike. I haven't listened to a radio show in Pittsburgh about sports in 10 years. I'm not even lying. 10 years. I just can't take it. I can't take it. And I know people feel this way. And again, this is why we do what we do, because I think Steeler fans are awesome. They're some of the most awesome people on the planet. And you know what those kind of shows they draw? Mike, they draw assholes.
Yeah.
They draw people that are just going to chime in to either be heard or get attention or just disagree. But that's why, I do thank everybody for coming and hanging with us every day, because, again, may it be a revolution, maybe it be, I don't know, whatever it be. But again, guys, we respect Yinzers and Steeler fans all across the world. And we would love to hear every opinion, if we possibly could, hear on the show from all those fans of the Steelers. And you know what? I'm not going to call you stupid or not a Steeler fan and throw you off. It's so fucking stupid. It's stupid. People say, why can't you, Ryan, why you do this? Why can't you listen? You haven't listened to No, I haven't. They're terrible. And I listened to them for so long leading up to that point. And I was in my car, frustrated, coming home from work, listening to what these idiots got to say. And no matter how stupid it is, if you call in anything and say anything that doesn't agree, I'm done. I'm done with them, Mike. I've been done for some time. I did just want to share that because, again, it was brought up on the board, and I think Cody is 100% right. Jamal, what's up, my man? Always great seeing you. He said, what up, my brothers? What I miss? Nothing too far, my friend. Nothing too far. Tortilla, what's up to you, my friend? Great seeing you as well. All the way out on the West Coast. He says 2 firsts and a DT isn't a bad package. Parsons wanted out. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? It moved on me.
This is my favorite battle. Is you and the board every day.
Mid-word.
Fucking great.
And you know what else I decided? We're renaming the board.
What do we call the board?
It has it has gained a popularity. People do.
Yes, it has.
Mention it as the board. Guys, this is from now on. This is the terrible board. Not because Yinzers are terrible. Not because the advice is terrible, but just by play of words for the Tower Bertal, of course, here in Pittsburgh. Guys, the new name of this board officially on the Two Dumb Yinzers is the terrible board, and you guys rock it and roll it every day. Again, thank you so much for everything on the terrible board. Corey, what's up, bro? Always great seeing Corey. Corey says you get fleeced when you have to give up 2 firsts, 1 Pro Bowl DT, when you can't stop the run already, and $188 million. Then Dallas loses their best player and leaves the middle of the field wide open. Tortilla says $47 million is absolutely. I mean, all this money is insane if you think about it. It really is. It really is. Sticky B, what you know about Sticky B? Sticky B says, happy Friday, fam. 3-day weekend, baby. That's right. 3-day weekend and only 1 week away. Less than a week till the NFL kicks off again next Thursday. The NFL kicking it off, Mike. And next Friday is Steeler Friday. So we're there. It's close. You're as close as you're going to get. Corey says, you both fucked yourself. Green Bay is going to need those picks for a wide receiver and a run stopper now. And if Parsons gets hurt, he gets hurt quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken.
Green Bay loaded up on receivers this year in the draft. They double dipped. I think they saw the future coming, and they're ready to go right there.
RB says that's the thing. Parsons isn't winning a Super Bowl. I'll bet anyone who wants to bet Green Bay don't win a Super Bowl in the next 4 years. That's kind of where I'm at too. I just don't think this is that game changing. it's a deal because he's the biggest rusher right now. I guess you could call him, obviously, by the money he's making. But I think, again, that's the story here. And if there was more Steeler scoop going on, this would be a way smaller segment on our show. I can promise you. Again, this is just it's the scoop. Everyone's talking right now, and really nothing going on because the Steelers are off until Monday, Mike. They also have a long weekend, and they'll be back at it at the beginning of next week to start preparing for the New York Jets.
But everyone gets a 3-day weekend, but Vanilla Thunder.
Hey,
this is some bullshit.
I'm right there with you, bro.
I don't care about you.
I don't either. Tortilla says at RB, shit, bro, I wouldn't get too ahead of yourself. They could be really good, and they could. Like I said, Mike, they were a double-digit win team last year in third place. So behind Minnesota and Detroit having the seasons they had, Green Bay put together a pretty nice season too. It's just unfortunate the three teams in that division, Mike, they couldn't win a game in the playoffs last year. So
that was the best right there. And their division might be the most competitive from top to bottom division in the NFL this year again, like they were last year.
I wouldn't roll ours out, Mike, but
the Browns weigh us down. I take our top three.
Didn't they beat us
over other?
Didn't they beat Baltimore? I think they
that don't count. That don't count.
They beat everybody in the division.
They did too, and they're spoilers.
RB says Mahomes single-handedly wins 4 to 5 games a year. You're lucky if Parsons steals 1, maybe 2. That's RB. Tortilla says that would put them 12-5 or 13-4. Can't act like that isn't in the conversation for the Super Bowl with their team.
Fucking camera.
You're right too. Mark Malone, what's up, Mark? Always great seeing you. He says Watt wasn't going to be Jewed out by the Junies. Cody says pretty soon we're going to be watching flag football. No tackling, only pushing, not touching quarterbacks. It wouldn't surprise me, Cody. We're on track. We're well on our way. RB says the Pittsburgh media are total ass kisses too. Look at how many hated Rodgers now all kiss his ass. Look how they are all afraid to call Tomlin or Rooney out. All cunts. I agree. If you can't be honest, that's the thing. They're not, be honest about Rudy. Be honest about Tomlin, and stop creating bullshit stories. So that's just what you're getting. You're getting bullshit stories, and the truth isn't being told. Again,
they've been calling for Tom. Like Tortilla said, a couple comments down there. They've been calling for Tomlin's job for years now here.
I think that's just because, Mike, everybody in Pittsburgh is calling for Tomlin's job for years, and it would be stupid for them to sit back and say, well, Tomlin's a great coach, when everybody knows that, again, the proof is in the pudding, guys. Okay, I accept that, Mike. I'll take that exception for whatever reason you wanted to do that. But
just pointing out what I hear, apparently that's not allowed on today's show.
Why is that?
I don't know. I pointed out what I heard, and you made it sound like I just did it to be antagonistic.
Well, it kind of did seem antagonistic, but if that's what you say, I'm going to roll with it. Mike Tortilla says no one out pizzas Jerry Jones. Tortilla also follows it up by saying Steelers media been calling for Tomlin. There you go, Mike. Tortilla does agree with you on that. Also, RB says Tortilla, they can't run the ball, and the O-line is shady. Mike, it's just everything in general. I mean, are you saying that you totally you buy into what the media is saying here?
About what? About Green Bay?
About everything. About this. About sports media. I mean, are you in disagreement with what we're saying here? It's what I'm just trying to understand. Okay.
No, but it's not always a blanket. Like they're just blowing smoke. There are times they do. There are times they're
again. I don't listen to them, so you would know more, Mike, and that's why I do turn to you. So I'm not arguing with you. I'm just trying to figure out what you're trying to say. That's all. Relax. What's your problem?
Coffee again.
RB says Tortilla, they can't run the ball, and the O-line is shady, and they play in the Northeast in the playoffs. Following that up by saying fans call for Tomlin's job. The beat writers like slob his knob. Someone will sign him in 30 seconds. Like that means anything. He becomes stale. This is a whole conversation I think that we could really dive into, and I could really make a lot of points, but I don't want to talk about this all day. Guys, because I'm going to be honest, I'm quite bored with it already in this Pittsburgh media talk. Tortilla says Jacobs was one of the best running backs in the league if he's healthy, got a good run game. Corey says my goal is to piss Kaboli off and get kicked off. Yeah, please do that, please. Let me ask you, when you watch his show, like the other day when they were commenting, is it like this? Do you comment or do you call in, or how do you communicate with that meathead on the show? Do you know, Mike?
I think they have a show on the YouTube and on Twitter, and you can. I don't know if they read their comments or not. I have never watched his show.
Okay, I was just thinking of a way that I know the guys are chomping at the bit. We could kind of ambush them and do something fun, but I have to find the details of what goes on over there again. I'm not a fan. But he says he's going to piss Caboli off and get kicked off the show. Is that bad? He has the worst things to say, and I wonder how he became a journalist and not a food critic.
Just mention our show as you get kicked off.
Well, that's the thing. I'm wondering, because if he puts it on the board, they don't have to put it up. They could take, you know what I mean? They probably have somebody sitting right there that could snatch it right off the board or off of, whatever it is that they use. That's the only thing that I'm thinking. But if they don't, you could easily say something and insert our show, and I think it would be fantastic. We'll talk about it more. We'll come up with some plans. I like it. I like it a lot. This is the kind of antagonism that I like, Mike. Let's see. Tortilla does say this. In other news, Deshaun Elliott called Mike Tomlin ashy on Cam's podcast. I did catch a little bit of that. We'll talk about his takes here in just a second. I'm sorry, Tortilla says at RB because someone will sign him in 30 seconds. You know why they always say that? Because they always calling for his job. Cody says this. Cody says, hot take, I'm the biggest TJ Watt fan and I have 5 different jerseys, but if they offered us 2 first-round picks and a player for TJ, I don't know, man.
I was willing to trade him for Scary Terry.
I was too. Matthew Golden is really good at Tortilla saying this on the board. John says, Love could turn out to be a younger Prescott, a little better than average quarterbacks, but both are just a Super Bowl tease. Mr. Tommy, welcome to the board. Always great seeing Mr. Tommy on the board. He says the Cowboys are valued at $12.8 billion. The Chiefs at $6.8 billion, and the Eagles at $8.4 billion. So success has little impact on the team's value. So Jerry hasn't really lost anything. Again, what they do over there in Dallas, I don't know.
I don't know either, man.
Because all they do is sit there and talk shit on us.
Yeah.
They really have nothing going on. They sit there. Every time I see any post, I see Dallas Cowboy fans. Oh, you're doing this wrong. You got Kenny Pickett. And all this stupid shit. F them. RB says I get a 5-day week. Oh, that's awesome. You know what? That would really go into what I'm going to tell you. As soon as I get through the messages, I have something for RB.
A 5-day weekend.
That's the shit.
No. I can handle all the other takes, but that one right there, that's a bridge too far, my good sir. That one put me over the edge.
Jamal says I don't have any days off either. I'm working now, matter of fact. Yeah, man, we're right there with you, bud.
I just got off work not too long ago, too, brother. Damn the man.
Tortilla says Green Bay could be better than Detroit this year. Detroit's just so built from top to bottom. They really did a good job of building that team. Like I think that's,
they did. You suck for 30 fucking years. You better have a good. I'm just not sold on Jared Goff at all.
Yeah,
and I want to see what they do with the new offensive coordinator now that Ben Johnson's down went over to Chicago. So I want to see how that pans out. But outside of the AFC North, the NFC North, that might be the division I follow this year.
Well, we play them, so it's going to be a little bit easier for you. They'll be here, and we'll be there, and we'll be in Ireland, actually, also taking on the NFC North with the Minnesota Vikings, of course, in Week 4. Corey says you comment, and he rarely reads the comments. They pick and choose the comment that validates their. That's what I'm saying.
Cowards.
That's exactly what it is. And guys, that just goes into what I'm saying. If anything that you say has anything that goes against what they're saying, they don't care. They don't want to know it. They don't want to read it. They don't care what you have to say. And that's bullshit. This is Steeler Nation. This is Western PA. This is the Berg, baby. And if you love your Steelers, I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
It's like
I may not agree with it, but we can have a fun back and forth.
That's like us taking the terrible board down, Mike, and just picking and choosing which one of these comments that we want to talk about and read. It's bullshit. And it's bullshit, guys. Again, why I have zero interest in them shows. I just don't. I don't know. Who wants to walk away from the radio frustrated? Mark Malone, I've never heard this local media do anything but suck off. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I just know that there's a lot of people. All the people that I know, always again have disliked him for a lot of people I know disliked him for a while. And if the media dislikes him and the people dislike him, that's not what I see in my life. I see people defending him a lot, and Again, you got to, I don't know, do something else, man. We have to move further than we had over the past couple of years, and certainly win a playoff game this year. I think, in just in general, especially with the team we have. If you built this team, you brought in all this talent, you can't win a playoff game. I think this is just going to push that a little bit further with the Steeler fans. And as somebody mentioned in the column, on the terrible board, I'm sorry, it felt stale for about 10 years now. And that's where I'm at. I don't like this guy. It's not that I don't like this guy for this reason, for that reason. It just feels stale. It's going backwards for me, Mike, in this progression. It's a regression. We are over 500. I give him that. And that's why I don't fight in tooth and nail. But again, from where we were in 08 to now, I wish that it would have went the other way. Maybe we could have started slow and worked toward a Super Bowl, worked toward two Super Bowls, worked toward 3 Super Bowls. But the fact that it went the way that it went down, now we're just on the tail end of this side of it. And again, it feels really stale. And again, I swear I hear people having this debate. I didn't know that everybody was on board with this Mike Tomlin hating. Like, I didn't know this. Let's see. I'm going to hop right back here. Tortilla says, I hop on their podcast every day, a couple hours before your show. It's called the Caboli and Mac. I leave a comment that says Mac, Caboli, and cheese. And they never acknowledge it. They won't.
Cowards.
They have no personality. They have no creativity. It's just
dude, I love when we get someone in here who tries to be a hater.
Yeah.
Those are the fun days for me, because not only do we get to fuck with them, you guys fuck with them.
I know.
That's what I love. You guys circle like sharks. You're like chum in the water.
They're like
you guys are like, only we can make fun of these two assholes.
Mark Malone says, we're national media. RB says, I tried to watch the YouTube show. I made it about 45 seconds. He sounds like he's 30 seconds away from a food coma. Shit takes, looks like a total like of shit. No charisma. How does he have a job? This is what's going on. This is what's going on, guys. I don't just say these things. I don't. I honestly, truly believe what I say when I talk about them. And, John says it's an individual choice to listen to the BS. 5% news and 95% self-speculation with opinion is the new media style. Donald Larry, man, great seeing you back on the board, my friend Donald. Welcome back. He says, or on the terrible board. Mike, this is going to take me a day or two.
On the terrible board.
But it is the terrible board. Donald said, have you heard anything about the wide receiver 2 search? You know what? I have not. I'm beginning to think just 7 days from being Steeler Friday, guys. I don't know. I mean, we have a week to see if something happens. Mike, did you say Kendrick Bourne was picked up by somebody? I know he was cut. I mentioned him yesterday briefly, and I think you said he was already with the team.
Yeah, was it San Francisco? I can't remember.
I know he visited San Fran. He visited Washington, but I don't know if he is on a team or not. You could look into that if you want. Yeah. But guys, as far as I do know that Kendrick Bourne did. He made a point to go visit San Fran and Washington as his first 2 teams since he was cut on Tuesday by the New England Patriots. So he's another option, guys. I mean, right now it's getting down to the slim pickings and people that were maybes for us. They got swiped up real quick with Valdez Scantling, Juan Valdez Scantling, Mike. And then, so he got picked up quick. And he went to San Francisco. That's why I didn't think that Bourne went there, but I could be wrong.
Bourne's still out there. If I'm reading the news correctly, it looks like he's going to visit the Commanders this week.
Yes. Commanders. He had San Fran in his pocket. So, again, This is just another name of a possibility. Gabe Davis, I guess. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he has if he didn't clear his medical. But again, at the end of the day, we're certainly down to slim pickings here. And maybe a Jacoby Myers or somebody like this could be a nice little piece. But I don't know if we're going to get anything to fully complement this wide receiver core at this point. This might be what it be. And I just don't know, Mike. I don't know if there's anybody out there that could actually take that role at this point and be a number 2 receiver. It seems like to me everybody on this list is not going to be a good number 2 receiver.
No, like Kendrick Bourne, like he had 1 year with 800 yards, another year with 600 yards. Everything else was under 400 yards. So he's not a number 2. He's a serviceable NFL receiver, but not a guy that would,
and you got to remember,
when to replace DK Metcalf, he would be that guy.
He just got cut by the New England Patriots as well. So something else to keep in board. I mean, the team isn't that good, and they decided he wasn't good enough. So again, this is just where we're at. And again, we're probably going to go 2 years without a legit number 2. For some reason, they're doing it, and so we will see. We'll take their word. I'll see if this Arthur Smith offense is built in such a way that we're going to be good and win football games and be productive without the number 2. And if they are, we'll be excited and we'll cheer them on. RB says Matthew Golden has never taken an NFL snap. How do you know he's really good? The last 5 Texas wide receivers have done shit in the NFL so far. Tortilla says I watch it because it's on early before most sports shows or Steelers shows, and it's fun to make fun of that. And I know. Listen. I appreciate the fact that you guys watch it. I really do. Because you come back with valuable information, and again, I don't have the stomach to sit in there and watch this guy. I just don't. I don't. But that's why I'm thankful for you guys. I am. Cody, and amongst a bunch of other reasons, of course. Cody says I don't think the organization lets information out to anyone. It's closed off to the world. Kabuli has a podcast on YouTube where you can comment. Haha, he gets hurt when you.
For a guy who has thick skin, he has really thin skin.
Yeah.
Unlike me, I got thick skin and thick skin.
And a thick skull. And
I was going to say that too, asshole.
Yeah.
I gotta have a thick skull to hold all this knowledge, or
Cody
the
says,
bullshit. One of the two.
Cody says Detroit lost all their coordinators. Larry Foote's up there. Like Larry Foote.
I loved me some Larry Foote.
Me too. John says Dallas is number 1 with team yearly attendance and revenue, yet they haven't won jack shit since 95. They do love their football in Texas. I'm not doubting that at all. I am not. I give them that credit. I do acknowledge, and they do have my respect. They are like us. They're just bigger. It's just a bigger state and more people, but they love their high school. They love their college. They love their pros. They will always have my respect. I hate them, but I understand the love affair they have with their team. I get it entirely.
Remember when we did the high school mascot names of Texas teams?
Yeah.
The cotton pickers.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
Yeah, they're a little bit up behind in some areas.
A little bit behind on the times there. Every time, I don't know why that just popped in my head. Made me chuckle.
I'm sure a mental case. Tortilla
I am.
At RB, when's the last time Green Bay took a wide receiver round 1? Golden was easily the best wide receiver coming out of the draft, and in a great position. Plus, if you listen to anything they say about him, it's all positive.
And he doesn't have to be the guy right now in Green Bay. He can be the number 3, number 4, and get his feet wet.
I mean, Green Bay has a thing,
deep receiving.
They got a good thing going on. They're a good team. I don't rule them out of anything. Again, the NFC, Mike, it's somebody different every year over there. So again, maybe it could be Green Bay's year. Nobody's really taking the bull by the horns. Philadelphia's getting close.
Yeah,
but we'll see what they can do.
Close. That's why I can't wait for the season to start, and all the speculation is getting to me. I want to see the real deal. Start to see who's actually the cream rise to the top. Who's actually going to be good? Who's going to be bad? Because there's going to be a handful of teams that everyone says is going to suck, that are going to surprise, and there's going to be that 1 or 2 teams that everyone thought is going to be in contention and just suck.
Jen's saying I'm going to brag a bit. I have a 6-day weekend. It's my birthday next week, so I took off. Whoop whoop. Yes, that's awesome. We'll talk to you next week, and we'll certainly wish you a happy birthday. And but that's pretty awesome. 6-day weeks. 6-day weekend.
Jen just made the list too. Her and RB. Me and Jamal are on the other list of the working stiffs.
They're taking you from the terrible board and putting you on the terrible list, apparently. Sticky
my
B.
enemies list.
What you know about Sticky B? Sticky B says at Tortilla, it's been forever since Green Bay took a wide receiver. Golden will be good. Mark Malone saying, Jen, get your drink on. I like the fact that Jen's going to be on vacation.
She's probably drinking already.
Are you going away on vacation, or is it just a vacation from work? Because I like the vacation from work. That means Jen will be here. Sticky B, what you know about Sticky B? He says, happy birthday, Jen. I have a 3-day weekend, 2 days, and then a 7-day weekend. So I'll be celebrating with you.
Another victim on the terrible list, Sticky B. I'm like Nixon over here. I'm just...
Is it? I think it's got to be coming up. They signed it a couple of years now. Tomlin.
Next year?
Is it next?
I think it's next.
He's not going anywhere. So, I mean, something terrible would have to happen in order for him to not be here. I just think that he hasn't done enough bad to lose his job. Is maybe not winning more is a bad thing. Yeah, but again, at the end of the day, you're always going to be able to justify it by saying this dude has never had a losing season, which to us in Pittsburgh is getting old, but fans all around the country continue to believe this makes him this great coach. And
it's like in any sport, man. Anyone's around for a long time, the messages get stale.
Yeah. We see it here in our sports all the time in Pittsburgh. Like in hockey, I think that plays a big role.
Oh, God, yeah.
Every time they get a new coach, they win a Stanley Cup, it seems like. So,
they go through like 2 coaches and they get a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
It's just, so we got rid of Sullivan. We got this new guy. Once we fired that guy, we're back in the Cup.
Well, they were all new head coaches until the second back-to-back Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Because you figure Badger Bob was 1, Scotty Bowman was 2 in the early 90s. Michelle Therrien took him to the loss. Dan Balsma won it in 09. And then Mike Sullivan with the back-to-back. So, I mean, every time we brought in a new coach, the team went to the Stanley Cups finals. So, whatever that is, I don't know. But I know that it plays a role in hockey because of this.
Yeah.
See, Mark Malone says, someone get Jen a case of pomegranate porter. Jen, or you could
polygamy porter.
Or you could try this, Jen. We do have a really good beer out of Pittsburgh called the Duquesne Pilsner. We've been talking with this company just recently. Maybe give them a try. Tell us what you think. Tortilla says, last time Green Bay took a wide receiver in round 1 was 2002. I was born in 2002.
Tortilla's on the list for being a little child. You're on the list.
He's not a child.
You got born in 2022, got a healthy back and knees, on the list.
Nah, I
on the list. It's my enemy list.
I think that Tortilla is very unchildlike, very undone.
I meant age-wise, not maturity-wise.
All right. You're going to be on their list. You're going to be on their list if you keep this.
I'm on everyone's list. Everyone hates me already. I'm okay with this.
Jen says, cheers, Mark. Mark Malone says, happy birthday. Thanks, Sticky B. Up to RB. He says, did you ever watch Futurama when Bender became a human and ate himself to death and no one noticed because his fat rolls made woo noises? That's about the level of charisma that Kabuli has. That's hilarious. John says, I remember the Ravens. Ravens fan last year talked shit on his podcast until the Bills beat them in the playoffs. Then he was a ghost.
That's right. Yeah.
Mike, and you know who else just picked the Ravens doing it all? Terry Bradshaw. His prediction for this year's Super Bowl champion is the Ravens. I don't know how I feel about that. Because even if you don't feel that way, I don't know. I don't say it.
Terry Bradshaw on the list.
Terry Bradshaw is on the list. Let's see. John says, okay, no. RB says people want Gabe Davis, scoffed at MVS, and they are basically the same player.
They are.
But MVS is a better friend. I agree. That's what I'm saying. At this point, I just don't know if there's anything that's going to be worth bringing in that's to make a huge impact. I want as many weapons as I possibly can. But how many of these guys that are left on the list could actually be legitimate weapons at this point? I don't know. We missed a train 2 years in a row, in my opinion. RB says, happy birthday, Jen. Maybe Ryan will send Vanilla Thunder over your way in his party boy thong to bring you. You know what? RB, you just wait. I have something for you. If I get through these messages today, you just wait.
What?
Corey says, I have a feeling.
I'm going to be the man whore and dance for everyone.
Well, because you wear the Speedos all the time.
That's true. I do.
Why don't you stand up? Let everyone see.
That's all. Speedo from waist down.
Corey says, I have a feeling if this is a contract year for Tomlin, he's either going to win a playoff game and he'll be here another 5 years, or he's going to have his first losing season and not extend his contract. Tortilla says, I'd sign Kendrick Bourne to the practice squad if possible. I know he probably doesn't want to, but it wouldn't hurt to call him up to the 53 some weeks. I mean, maybe if he's not working again, we are getting down to it, guys. We're only a week away, less than a week until the NFL kicks off. Cody says, or maybe if they suck, they will say, we didn't have a opportunity to get a wide receiver too. I know they've only had 2 years. I can't imagine why you haven't filled this position. They did for momentarily, and I think everybody was satisfied with George Pickens and DK, and then that went away. So again, did they really ever intend on fixing it? If they knew, if some of the rumors were that they knew, and he wanted out of Pittsburgh, and there was problems. So again, I don't know. I don't know if the problem was ever addressed in its entirety. Donald says, how do you feel about giving Deontay Johnson another try? I don't. Mike might. Donald, I literally, it made my blood boil to watch Deontay Johnson drop balls, to run backwards, to walk past a live fumble right in front of him, and just continue. The guy's too much for me. I don't know if I don't know if he's worth it. Provide Mike, if he could come out and have the best season he's ever had and do the things that you'd want him to do, maybe. But I know Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, I just don't think he has the ability to do it consistently anymore the way he did like those first 3 to 4 years where he was getting open all the time. And what was a little dependable with Ben there, when he figured out the dropsies, but I just don't think he can do it consistently anymore in the NFL. I think he still has moments to where he can show the ability that he once had. I just don't think he can do it consistently anymore. I was a big Deontay guy. I liked him, but that ship has sailed. I think he didn't burn bridges here. I think he nuked bridges on his way out of town.
I mean, there's a reason that all these other bad teams don't want him too. We got to keep that in mind. Carolina didn't want him. Cleveland didn't want to. I think that maybe Baltimore maybe tried to squeeze him for information. I can't imagine they would be interested in Deontay.
Yeah, I figure like with him going to Baltimore, that would have been a really good situation for him because Zay Flowers is getting a lot of attention. Then you have the 2 big tight ends. Rashad Bateman had a pretty good year last year. Deontay just had to show up and be a guy in the offense. They could play every once in a while. He couldn't do that. He just had to be a guy and show up. And he couldn't. He wouldn't even go into a game because he was. Oh, I haven't played all game.
And another thing about him,
my muscles are getting tight. I can't go in there.
After he would catch a bunch of shit, you would think somebody would try to redeem himself. He would go out and drop the very next pass.
Yeah,
there was no consistency with this guy at all.
Yeah.
And again, I don't trust his hands for nothing. If it comes down to it, and we need a guy, he's wide open in the end zone on a play to make us to get into the playoffs. I look at another guy. I look for somebody in double coverage before I throw it to him out there. I just do. Let's get back on the board here, Mike. Corey says, no, Mike, he's got thick fat and thin skin. That's why he can't breathe.
I got thick skin and thin fat.
Where's Antoine Randall? He's coaching somewhere.
I forget where.
Is he with Detroit?
He was with Detroit, but I can't remember. I'll look it up.
Yeah, he's out there somewhere. He's working. I love Randall, and always one of my favorites, even since Indiana when he played college in the Big Ten. Tortilla says that Corey Tallman has a few years left on the contract, right? In my opinion, I think he has to win a Super Bowl to get extended or at least get close. If not, I think he just plays out the contract with extension. I think he leaves when he's going. I think he leaves when he wants to leave. I honestly do. I really honestly do. Unless, again, I don't know if in the big picture you could justify firing him. As a Pittsburgh Steelers, they just don't fire coaches, and that's one thing that we have to consider as well. People might say, well, you know what? If he had all these non-losing seasons elsewhere, they might fire him. But we got to have to remember who we're talking about, and the Steelers just don't fire coaches. And so I think, in my opinion, right now, unless something, like I said, crazy happens, I think he's here on his own terms. I really do, and he leaves on his own terms.
Randall L was in Chicago.
Oh, that's right. He went to Chicago.
Yeah.
Just from work, chillax. Okay, perfect. Jen says she's just on her chillaxing vacation at home. Means more Jen on the show. Good for us.
Oh, she's chugging beers.
Jen, I'm sorry, RB says I probably shouldn't tell Mike I get paid salary and have summers off and extended holidays as well. I work for a company that warehouses USDA school lunch programs. So school's out, I'm out. That's pretty awesome.
Top of the list, RB. Top of the list.
He just puts you at the top of the list.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be like, what the hell movie? Billy Madison, when he goes to apologize to Steve Buscemi's character, crosses the name off the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glad I called that guy. That's me right now.
Tortilla says Dan Rooney probably put it in Art Rooney's will that he will lose all his money if he fires Mike Tomlin, because Mike be walking around like he does. He really does, guys. When things aren't good, his body language, it kind of it worries me sometimes. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Tortilla says, "Hello, Mike. I've been on vacation for 23 years. Even when I'm at work, I'm on vacation." That is the mindset to have. Even when I'm at work, I'm on vacation. I like it's admirable. Jamal says, "Laugh my fucking ass off. Put Tortilla on the list."
He might be on the top of the list now. Him and RB are fighting for it.
They're both putting up a fight. No two ways
They
about
too.
that. We love you, Vanilla Thunder. Tortilla says Terry
Jamal,
Fagshaw.
that's why you're on the fun list. Jamal's at the top of the fun list.
Cody says, I want to be on his list. Big Kaboli fan here. Cody won't put on the list. Just put him on the list. All right.
You're on the list. You're an honorary mention on the list.
Let's see. RB says Terry Bradshaw also said Kenny Pickett was the man and stick by it today. Yeah, you're right. Terry's obviously out of his mind these days. Let's see. Mark Malone, 2 girls, 1 Stanley Cup. Yeah. Maddie
Poor Lord Stanley's Cup.
Maddie says, what the fuck? Yes, Terry is definitely on the list now.
Hell yeah.
Jen says, my dad is waiting for me to come up north and try his latest batch of moonshine.
Ooh.
That's right. I forgot.
Forgot about that.
Let's see. Ernie Johnson. They act like there's a better. First of all, I do want to say welcome to Ernie Johnson on the terrible board. Good morning to you. Ernie says they act like there's a better. And that's another thing that I say as well. Who do you replace Tomlin with? You know, getting rid of Tomlin and having him leave is one part of it. But who do you replace him with? Who would be better off? You know, could we guarantee that the next guy's at least going to get us 500 every year?
Yeah.
So again, I just don't know if they could justify firing Mike Tomlin. I just don't. He's good enough.
Yeah, you're
He's
like
good
good
enough.
enough. Like he's like me at my job. You get to the point where you're good enough to where they can't let you go. Yeah. That's the dream right there.
Just lollygag through your job.
Exactly. That's the dream. And I think that's why I'm a bit angry sometimes with the Steelers, because I want that. And I don't have that. He has it, not me.
Jen saying moonshine makes hair grow on your chest. Jen, are you telling us something? Dawn LaLauria, he says that Juan Valdez-Scantling has already signed with the 49ers. Yeah, he did. He got sucked up by them pretty fast, which was, again, he was just on our radar swiftly picked up by San Francisco. And also, Mike, Aaron Rodgers did make the call. He did lobby to bring Scantling here.
Yeah.
Scantling did choose San Francisco. Ernie Johnson says it's the most entitled type of mindset of all time and really telling a lot about their character. And no, you're right. I agree. What do you listen, back whenever, call me crazy, but back whenever they were getting rid of Mike McCarthy from Green Bay, I like to mark Mike McCarthy. I think that he would be kind of an equivalent. I mean, what he does with his teams is pretty similar to what Mike Tomlin does with his teams. But I think and I know Mike's not a big fan of this, but the being from Pittsburgh element, I think, goes a long way. PR with fans, with the team, and a lot of times when you play for a guy that's from a certain city and he has heart and he's dedicated to something, it's usually it spreads and people feel that and they want to win for that person almost in the same way that they want to do it for Aaron Rodgers this year. But it would be a guy that lives here. I didn't mind Mike McCarthy again, but it really took me a while to go through guys and think who would be a good replacement that's actually going to be available. I just don't know. You're right, Ernie. It's a great point. Who would the Steelers replace Mike Tomlin with?
Yeah, like Mike Tomlin, Mike McCarthy, they're two sides of the same coin, actually.
Very similar.
Like, you know what you're gonna, what the baseline is with those two.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, is this the year we're gonna get more than that baseline? And like, and I don't know if McCarthy got another job in the NFL or not, but like, it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't. He should have a job next year because you know what you're going to get out of him.
Absolutely.
Coaches like that, there's a reason why people like Joe Gibbs coached forever. Yeah. And, like, what you're going to get. And Absolutely. That's a good thing to know. But sometimes, like, it just gets stale in one area.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's a solid coach. He's done good things. I think was he the head coach in Green Bay when they beat us?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's done his due diligence, and again, very comparable to Mike. If you look at their numbers, they're very similar. So you're getting a solid coach.
Yeah.
And again, I favor him because he's from town here. Other than that, I have no other reason. But like I said, I just find him very similar to Coach Tallman, and I think that could be something that might sway the masses, but I don't know. Mike, let's move on here a little bit. Mark Malone says that Ernie Johnson, I do know this drunken street bum that hangs out behind a gas station by me. I think he could give Tallman a run. Mark, yeah, Mark is
You and that drunken street bum hang out a lot together.
Mark is trying to make his way to your list too, Mike. But
I don't know if that drunken street bum is giving out free handies. Sign me up, brother.
Mike loves the male street bum handies behind the gas station. Tortilla says, I bet Tallman and Kahn love the idea of George Pickens and DK for about 12 hours. Then they did some math and realized someone might get killed.
Yeah, every DB in the league.
Ernie says, imagine not having a quarterback for a decade and crying, oh, but how about the playoff? Oh, you're right. You need that guy. And that is something that we do stand by firmly on this show when it comes to, behind the center, you have to have that guy. If you don't have that guy, you don't have that guy, you're not going to do it. Look who are the teams that are winning now. They're the teams that got that guy. And unfortunately for the rest of us, there's only X amount of these that tier quarterbacks on this planet. And, they obviously all play for different teams right now. And these teams are the teams that are getting into the playoffs, winning football games, winning championships. We just, again, you're right. A quarterback is very important as well. And again, hopefully we can find our franchise guy soon, because this is the difference between us and these other teams that are winning a lot right now. We have to get that guy. We don't have that guy. Aaron Rodgers is a Band-Aid. And again, we want him to be that guy for the time he's here, but we don't even know if that's going to be a possibility. Again, Mike, if he does come back again next year, as he's saying, if we win a playoff game, him and Arthur Smith may be back next year. And, he's going to be another year older, 43 years old. So again, how far, Mike, we have to go get that guy wherever it is. If it's going to be the draft here in April, if it's going to be the guy that we just IR'd, at some point we have to find that guy. Otherwise, you don't get out of this limbo that we're in. And I think history proves that, Mike. We had that guy a couple times, and we won championships with that guy a couple times. Yep. With Ben and with Terry. Everybody else is not that guy. Mike Tomlin is not that guy. Cordell Stewart is not that guy. Tommy Maddox is not that guy. Kent Graham, Jim Miller.
Jim Miller for a half, baby.
Mark Malone. Not you, Mark, but on the charitable board. But you see, I mean, when you got that guy, you win. When you don't got your guy, you don't win. I think it is simple math. Again, so that should be priority numero uno, in my opinion. Otherwise, it's going to be the same boat, the same ride over and over again. RB says DJ went to shit, but I blame Kenny. His attitude never went shit until Kenny. Even the drops were overplayed. Balls need to be on target to be considered drops by rule. And Pickett has a league low 32.4 on target. I can't entirely blame it on Kenny. I think that Kenny plays a role, but there was about 15 quarterbacks that played here in that time period as well. And there was just a lot of things that I seen from him that I was not a big fan of.
Like Deontay had the drop C's too with Big Ben as well.
He sure did when they started out 11-0, and he started that trend of nobody could catch a football.
Yeah. And I like Deontay too. I was always a fan of Deontay.
I can't take any more Deontay, man. Mark Malone says that Ernie Tomlin pissed away the vast majority of Hall of Fame QB careers. Ernie says QBs as if it's multiple. Name them. Okay, this is a little bit back. I'm not sure where we're in the conversation on that. Mark Malone says, he had a Hall of Fame quarterback for a vast majority of his coaching tenure and pissed it all away. Tortilla says running backwards is like a first down in Canada. DJ would be perfect in the Canadian Football League with Mapletron. I'm sorry. Jamal says, laugh my ass off, thick skin and thick fat. He says, now that's funny. RB says Tallman and Fart 2 leave at the same time. Ernie says we all know even at his best, Big Ben was steps behind Breeze, Peyton, Rodgers, and Brady. And this is in this year's hottest quarterback ever. But you know what though? Was he really? I mean, when you look at his numbers, he's top 5, all time in passing. He has more Super Bowls than a couple of those guys that you named, as far as Rodgers and Breeze, and so he's in that pack. I don't know if I would differentiate him from everybody else in that pack. I just think he falls in that pack, and he was one of the top receivers or quarterbacks, I believe, in his time here. And again, I think his numbers prove that nobody else had thrown back-to-back 6 touchdown games or 500-yard game. There was a lot of things that Ben did that these other guys didn't do. But I he's in that pack for sure. Jamal said Tomlin is going nowhere. Tomlin for life. He's not the problem. It's the Rooneys. Ernie says, what more do you want? At least Eli showed up in the biggest games. Another Tomlin. That Mark, he's working his way to your terrible board, Mike. I can feel it. Let's see. RB, let's go. Tell me better coach you can get. I'm here to win. Drunken Street Bum. Mark Malone back at him. So they're going at it over on the.
They're going at it pretty good.
All right, guys, you guys battle it out. I'm gonna jump right here to RB real quick. Remember though, I make homemade liquor, so that wins me back some points.
Okay, you're slowly moving the list over to the good list. You're making your way over, RB.
Mike, I'm gonna read a couple more, and then we're gonna jump off the board for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ernie says exactly. Firing him is one thing. Corey said we should bring in Flores to coach. He had a tough run at Miami, but I think that's because they wanted him to tank. Tortilla says I make fudge. That's at least 2, Ronnie. Damn right.
I'm not. I don't like fudge. You've moved up further up the terrible list.
You move up on my list, buddy. Ernie says I have no problem with firing anybody, so as long as we know and accept the replacement with winning in mind. No, you're looking at the big picture. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's
yeah. Like, you can't just have change for change's sake. You got to have change with a purpose.
Mark says, dude, seriously, Joe. Okay, so I'm going to let these two continue to go out on the board. Let me jump off, Mike. I'm going to go over and get into some points today here that we do have. Mike, just some different things that are happening around the league. Of course, Micah Parsons is the big story. Going to Green Bay, big trade, 2 first-round picks. That's pretty much all that you've heard everywhere over the past 24 hours. Also, the Steelers did sign Mike to the practice squad. They signed offensive lineman Aiden Williams. Mark Robinson, Mike, the former Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker that we was wondering when they were ever going to move or do anything with him over the past 3 seasons. Mark Robinson, Mike, did go to the Patriots. The Patriots picked up the linebacker, Mark Robinson. They do have they got a hitter. I just don't know what keeps him out of the lineup so consistently, but the guy could hit. I could promise you that.
Yeah, I think if he goes there just to be a specialist to just stop the run, he's going to see more playing time than here.
Absolutely. And then finally, Mike, around the league, Deshaun Watson. The Browns are pleased with his rehab work. Like the Browns are pleased with Deshaun Watson's rehab work. So there you go. Do what you want with that.
God. Deshaun Watson.
Mike,
I totally forgot about him.
I did too. I didn't even think he was still in the mix. That's crazy to me. But in Cleveland, they're pleased with it. Them up there.
Well, they got to say something when you're paying a guy $250 million to sit on the couch. I think he's played like 5 games for him. Dude's living the dream.
Yeah. Real quick on the board, I do want to say good afternoon and welcome to Avash on the board. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the terrible board. And I do want to say this as well. I'm just going to jump in on Tortilla's comment right here where he says, remember when Mike Tomlin won the Super Bowl? Barely, though. You know what I mean? We just need some more action. We need something going on. Again, we haven't won a playoff game. This is the longest period of time the Steelers have went without winning a playoff game. These last 8 years is the longest period of time since in the Super Bowl era. So that's all I think what people are saying at this point. We just need some action. We got to get some skin in the game. Guys, a couple of things, Mike. So I'm going to go into of course, the big news, the Micah Parsons going to Green Bay. This is going to be somebody that we're going to face now this year with Parsons going to Green Bay. We do have a big game with him. I think it's week 8, give or take, Mike. So that puts us at 5. That's going to give us 5 of the top paid 8 pass rushers in the league. We face 5 different times.
5 different times?
The top paid pass rushers in the league. Let me pull it up here real quick. All right. Okay. Pitt will face 5 of the 11 highest paid pass rushers in the league is what it is. We're going to see Parsons. We're going to see Garrett twice. We're going to see Hendrickson twice. We're going to see Montez Sweat out of Chicago. We're going to see Rashawn Gray out of Green Bay. Not to mention, Mike, Hutchinson, Will McDonald with the Jets, and Jonathan Greenard from Minnesota, Mike. There are some elite pass rushers that the Steelers are going to be facing, and that isn't even on the people that I just mentioned. I did mention Micah Parsons. I'm sorry. So, again, this offensive line, these tackles, Broderick Jones, Troy Fatano, they're going to get they got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, they do. It's going to be fun. Hopefully, our guys can rise to the occasion, because it's going to be a battle. Yeah, it's already a battle week in, week out. But then when you have to go up against some of the best at that position, strap them on, boys, and go. I'm encouraged by what I saw in the preseason of these guys. Hopefully, by the time we start facing these cats, Fatano and Jones are in really good form and have confidence in their ability.
Like in those guys that we do name, that I just named, that we do face this year, those pass rushers, 86.5 sacks last season. A combined 86.5 sacks last season. This is who's gonna be up against Broderick. This is who's gonna be up against Troy. So just kind of keep that in mind week to week, guys, as the caliber of pass rushers that we face this year, Mike. And again, you get a couple of these guys 2 times, so that certainly doesn't make anything a lot easier for the Steelers. I don't know if I wouldn't be. You know what? Let me get into RB. I know you're still around. Real quick, a little break in the action here, Mike. I was telling RB because yesterday he said he won something. He did something during the show, and he said, "What did I win?"
Oh yeah, he won the trivia.
Listen to this. I came up with an answer. He asked, "What did I win?" I think because Derpy, he's kind of looking for work. I mean, we try to keep Derpy busy, but why don't we send Derpy out to RB's house for a weekend?
Put Derpy to work. I like it. He can go out there and help him make some liquor.
And you have to feed him and clean him, but for the most part, I mean, he's harmless. We'll send Derpy out your way, RB, and again, that could be your prize for yesterday. I was doing something last night, and it made me think of Derpy, and I was like, you know what, we could send his out. Let's start sending his ass out there somewhere.
Maybe we can send Derpy. I'm all for making Derpy do some work.
Yeah. So that's what I was waiting to tell you. I was waiting to tell you what your prize is going to be, RB. So you think about that next time you want to get a question right, Mister.
Right? I thought I had the Derpy image up and ready. But I do not. I'm sorry.
You're good. I don't know what the hell the things are.
I thought those were all the Derpy images I had, and none of them were. My bad. This is what happens when I don't drink. This is what happens when I drink coffee. I'm not with it.
Guys, get this. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers for a couple minutes. Let's talk about our QB1. Mike, there was a poll taken by 3,000 people. 3,000 people took this poll, Mike, and this poll was for the most annoying player in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers gets 24% of all the total votes being voted the most annoying player in the NFL. Travis Kelce, 17% of the votes. Mahomes, 11% of the votes. A few guys with 10% and less. Mike, according to the general public, 3,000 people voted Aaron Rodgers the most annoying player in the NFL. And I got to be honest with you, after he's been here and dealing with him for a few months, I don't see that anymore. I could have jumped on board with that argument, but since he's been here, I don't see it. I think he's been great. As a matter of fact, I think there's an extra layer of accountability that this team has because Aaron Rodgers is here.
Yeah, we might have to ask Jen about Aaron Rodgers, but I like him so far.
I have no complaints at all. I really don't. I think he's been great for the team. Now, whether he's going to go out and be something on the field we want him to be, we don't know. That still remains to be seen. However, everything he's done and said all the right things since he's been in Pittsburgh. That's the way I see it. And again, he hasn't done anything to raise flags. But Mike, this poll does have taken by 3,000 people. Aaron Rodgers at the top, taking 24% of all the votes, being named the most annoying player in the NFL.
Jen, right on cue. Rodgers is most annoying. I don't want to like him. We have video evidence of you, or photographic evidence of you and your buddy Aaron Rodgers hanging out.
I do. We do have pictures. I promise we got them. Mike, also here in Pittsburgh, they are renaming. They are renaming the team's mentoring program is change their name to the Jerome Bettis Leadership Award, Mike. So,
I like it.
I don't know if it's the award, but it's what the whole thing is. They renamed it after Jerome Bettis, so that is really cool. Another upstanding Pittsburgh Steeler that you just don't hear enough good stuff about that guy.
Yeah, Bussy's. I always like Bussy.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike, also, I did want to mention, as I was talking about players that were moving around the league a little bit, Danny DeVito, the former Giants quarterback, Mike, he did get signed. Where the hell did he go? Patriots.
The Patriots, baby.
So the Patriots picking up Mark Robinson and Danny DeVito, making some
big things happening in New England.
Late moves, too. Late moves, Mike. Maybe we can make a late move or two to help our situation out. I don't know. We hope that that's going to be the case, but we just can't say, Mike. Just again, less than a week until the NFL kicks off, and a week from today will be Steeler Friday. Thank you, Maddie. You as well. Maddie says she's got to go to work now. Have a great Labor Day weekend, guys. Be safe, and thanks as always for great content. We appreciate you, Maddie. Have a safe, great holiday weekend.
Yes.
Mike, so let's a couple more things. What I do want to do today before we go off, I do want to do this. I want to, since we are a week out, we'll go through the schedule and get a tally of what we believe is going to be the win-loss total for the year for the Steelers. We'll do that here in just a moment. Let me make sure there's nothing that okay, this is one, Mike. They were talking a little bit about maybe something that was said on the Cam Hayward show early this morning when we did get on, Mike. The reporter asked Deshaun Elliott on the Cam Hayward podcast why he wanted to come to Pittsburgh. Apparently, Deshaun Elliott pointed at the logo and he says, "It's the Pittsburgh Steelers, bro. Come on."
Yeah, I remember that, and he has lived that since he's been here. He has not wavered from like what it means to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. He came in and bought in right away.
He really
brought the attitude too, and he brought the physicality.
I love when we could bring a guy in that is a Steeler. You know who was like that? It was James Ferrier.
Yeah,
we brought this guy in. You don't know what you're going to get. He ended up being the perfect Steeler. And you know what? I love guys like this, Mike. And I think Deshaun Elliott certainly could fit the bill.
Oh yeah, he fit right into the team, and he's exactly what we needed on the back end of that secondary thumper. We haven't had a guy like him since Ryan Clark back there.
Absolutely, and that's the same kind of player. I see Deshaun Elliott when I see Ryan Clark when I see Deshaun Elliott play a lot of times. Let me see if I have anything else I do want to get into, Mike, because as I said, we are going to we'll go through the schedule today and see what our final guesses are going to be for the season, Mike, on how the Steelers are going to play. Lev Bell was in town, Mike. Lev Bell was in town. He did throw out a social media alert to everybody when he was here. He said, come to Ross Park Mall. I'm heading to the Berg. I'll be at the Ross Park Mall. Bring something for me to sign. Very excited to be in town, Mike. Le'Veon Bell getting on social media and telling people to rush out to Ross Park Mall to see him yesterday. And if you did, good for you. And if you didn't, that stinks, because it would have been cool just to it wasn't anything set up. He was just there. You know what I mean? How cool was that? Just to chill with Lev Bell would have been pretty cool.
Is he bringing the substances that got him suspended from the league? If so, I would have been right there, brother.
That I do not know, but I'm sure the what is it called up there? Allison Park police would have been all over him.
Probably. They had their eye out as soon as they saw him.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up the schedule here, Mike. We're going to, and everybody on the board as well, feel free to jump in. We are going to see how we think the Steelers are going to finish up this year. We'll go through the games real quick, Mike, and just kind of give a quick look at the schedule, see how we feel that what their final results are going to be for the year. I have a general idea where I want to land, but Mike, actually going through and looking at each team, I haven't done that yet. So it's going to be interesting, Mike. Let's start off first game of the week. I give us a win against the Jets. I think we beat the Jets. I really do. I don't see us losing against the Jets.
Yeah, I have that as a win as well.
All right. So keep track. I'll do the reading. You do the writing.
Oh, God.
You put two of us together, you have one smart person.
I was not ready to write anything. Normally, you write everything down.
All right, you just keep it
I
in
got it.
track
I
in
got
your
it. I
mind.
got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it.
I didn't know it was gonna take 8 minutes.
Shut up.
All right, Jets. Both of us got Steelers wins. Second week, Mike, first home game. Seattle at Pittsburgh. I say Pittsburgh wins this game too.
Me as well.
Week 3. I think week 3 would be one that I'm scared of. The Patriots game.
Yeah, the way it's just definitely the way everyone's talking them up. In the way
It's at
Drake
home.
May can make
It's at
some
New
plays.
England.
It's at home.
I just think this is going to be one of those weirdo games. If it has the feeling to be one of them weirdo games where just a couple things are weird and it ends up messing up the whole. I don't know. I get a vibe from this. I'm going to give us a loss against New England. I know people are going to kill me, Mike. I 2-0, and then they lose to New England at New England is my pick.
I think we're going to eke it out, but it's going to be a lot closer than people expect it to be.
All right, Mike. The fourth game, we're going to Ireland. We will be the home team in this particular game, but in Ireland, Mike, the Minnesota Vikings and Steelers. I am actually starting the Steelers out 2-2. I didn't want to do this, and you know what? I don't like doing it. As a matter of fact, I wanted to start us out 4-0, but I'm going to say the Steelers are going to start out 2-2.
I have us losing that game. I think it's going to be close. I'm not impressed with JJ McCarthy, but I think Jetta just finds a way to get open just enough late in the game for like a game-winning touchdown.
Next game on the list, Mike, is the Browns at home. I say Pittsburgh wins this game, putting us at 3-2.
We win that one too. Home game after coming back from Ireland and off the bye, we mollywop the Browns.
I say then they go to Cincinnati. I say we win that game too.
I have that as one as well. The Escalooser is going to be in full effect by midway through the fourth quarter. The fans will be piling out of the stadium.
Green Bay is going to be a big game. It really is for many reasons, I think, of course, with our quarterback being who he is. Mike, this game being at Pittsburgh, though, I think we're going to win. I think we beat Green Bay.
Me too. I have it by a skin of our teeth type game just because it's the Aaron Rodgers revenge game. But no, I think we find a way to win that game.
It's a home. It's a night game.
Yep.
Steelers don't lose a lot of them.
No, back-to-back primetime games. We're double dipping on the wins there, just for my sanity.
I like the Steelers in the Colts game. It's at home. The Steelers, I think the Colts have no chance at anything. I think that their quarterback situation is hilarious, and this team is going to be the worst Colts team we've seen in a while. Mike, I got the Steelers over the Colts.
I have this as a loss after coming back from like 2 divisional games and then the 2 primetime games. I have that as a loss. Just I think a wake-up call type loss. I think they're going to be riding high after that 3-game stretch. Not like full of themselves looking down, but like, hey, we can do stuff that, we can try new things and we're going to kick some ass, and they get brought down to earth just a little bit.
All right. They go out to LA to play the Chargers next, Mike. I'm going to give the game to the Chargers that week. I think that defense figured out how to shut us down. Maybe if we would have had a number 2 wide receiver, we win this game, but we don't. Mike, I say we lose to the Chargers.
I say we beat the Chargers. I don't know why. I just have a vibe that we are going to beat the Chargers. I think it's going to be an out west home game for us. We tend to take over those type of stadiums out west, like the Chargers and the Rams. It's a home game for us. By the end of the night, you're going to hear nothing but Steelers.
If we improve considerably, I say we could win this game. But if we kind of are, what we've been, maybe just a little bit better, I say they beat us because, again, last year they were very close in the game against us early on. And, again, they held the best defense as far as letting up points last year.
Yeah.
This is where I find them beating us, Mike. That will be a loss for me. Again, I want these all to be wins. Keep that in mind. But the Bengals game, Mike, I don't think that the Bengals beat us this year. Yes, they have an offense that can score 1,000,000 points. But within the division, I think we know how to beat this team, and I think we beat them both times.
I have this one as a loss. I just think, like them and the Ravens, we split the series between the 2 teams, and I think we, both away teams are going to win. Us coming back from a night game out west, I just have a feeling we're going to lose that one. I don't think it's going to be a blowout because, their defense sucks. I think their offense might just have a little bit more in the tank, and they want to have a little bit of revenge for losing that first one.
I got Steelers over Chicago in Chicago. I don't care about no Caleb Williams. I don't think we're losing to Chicago, Mike. I like Pittsburgh in that game.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, the owner of the Bears, is going to own the Bears again.
Mike, I'm going to jump over the Buffalo game just because I want to come back to that because I don't know which way I want to go yet.
Okay.
Let's go to the Baltimore game, Mike. I have Baltimore splitting the season series, so whether it be this game and the last game of the season, put me down as a 1-1 for Baltimore.
Okay, I have that one as a loss for you, and I'm taking we're going into Baltimore and winning.
Mike, and then also I have us beating the Dolphins.
Yeah, me too.
So what do we got? I have the Bills, I got the Lions, and I have the Browns left on my schedule, Mike. And
the Ravens. Ravens is the last game of the year.
Yeah, that's why I said marking is 1-1. What are you doing over there?
I'm sorry. I forgot.
You want me to do it here?
I got it written down. Shut up. I didn't scroll down far enough on my schedule to see where we were for the Ravens.
That's why I made the point to say I'll take the Ravens.
I forgot it was the last game of the show.
Hold on, let me complete what I'm saying. That's why I said that they're playing the last game. I particularly said that for that reason. But anyway,
I hear half of what you say.
Buffalo, Detroit, and Cleveland are the three games that I still have to pick, Mike. And these are the three toughest games in my opinion because this is the second Cleveland game in Cleveland. And then again, Detroit and Buffalo, Detroit in Detroit, and then Buffalo at home. I say we go 1-2 in these two games or these three games. And I don't even know who. So just put me down as that. Put me down as 1-2 for those three and tell me what my final is.
So 1 win and 2 losses?
Yeah.
All right. I give you a loss to Buffalo, a loss to Detroit, and a win against the Browns.
All right. What's my total?
Hold on, I got to figure out a game here.
And I think they're going to beat one of them teams. I do. I just don't know which one. I don't know if it's going to be Buffalo or Detroit, but I think they'll beat one of the two. That's why I'm betting it like that.
You are 11-6.
Yeah, I could. 11-6 sounds right. Even a 12-5, I think best case scenario.
Mark Malone might like mine. I somehow had us going 13-4.
All right.
Like I have us down the stretch from week 12 to week 17. Win.
You just can't be afraid to give the team losses. I know it's easy to give them wins, and that's
I have no problem giving them.
You really
losses.
have to dig deep down inside because
I have no problem giving them losses. Last year I had us I think as a 10-17. So this year I'm going 13-4.
Hey, you got him as one of the better teams in the whole league. So there you go, Mike. So Mike got 13-4. I got 11-6, Mike, and I got to be honest with you. As I said, I think best case scenario for this team will be at 12-5 this year. But that is where we are. We'll see what it looks like at the beginning of January as the playoffs get ready to take off. But I did want to do that, Mike, before we got into the season. I figured a week out. Next week, we'll really be getting into it, trying to break everything down for the Jets and the Steelers game. So that is something that I wanted to do and get out, Mike. And let's try to make an attempt at something here on the board. I know that the board is just it's amazing today. I do want to say you guys are awesome and filling it up really good. Let's see. I want to go back to where I could find the beginning of right here. I don't know what Mark Malone was saying, but I want to start right here where Mark Malone says getting a cramp in your schlong can be debilitating.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
Then I'm going to start right there. I'm going to say, Phil Steele. What's up, Phil Steele? Always great seeing you, my man. He says, what's up, fellas? I want to share what I saw on the field. I smashed QBs in, but I don't know. Vanilla will always say it's okay. Let's see. Looks like them two were kind of still going at it there. Let me see what Cody was saying. He says, haha, Trey Henderson. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He got his money.
And they more or less made it like a 1-year deal. So he won in the end.
Yeah. Derpy needs to leave those midgets alone. Says. You guys are awesome. I do want to say what's up to EXP Bless. Welcome to the show. Great to see you on the terrible board. He says, "What up, Yinzers?
What up?
New here, big Steeler fan. Got high hopes for that. We do too. And that's the thing. At the end of the day, you want to win them all, but I try to be realistic and figure this feels like a 12-5 team to me. So I just try to base it loosely around that when I try to figure it out. I'm like, and that's where I said all along. I thought 12-5 was our ceiling this year. If we do better than that, then it means we're probably one of the better teams in the league. I don't know if we're going to be that, but I can see, like I said, 12-5 certainly feels doable for what it is that we have and are working with, and of course the schedule we have. So 12-5, Mike. I think again that's my best case scenario.
Yeah, best case 12-5. Yeah, I think 13-4 is my best case scenario, and probably 11-6 is my worst case.
All right. Oh, wow. That's pretty good though. I mean, you're really expecting big things.
Yeah, I know. I like today. I am. Catch me tomorrow.
Right. EXP Bless says, as long as our offensive line can hold Rodgers, you're right. That a lot. You know what? I made some comments yesterday of where I was kind of picking all these problems that I seen with the offense, and I didn't want to make it seem like I feel that this offense isn't good, but there are a lot of question marks for me. Again, the tackles. We mentioned that we play 5 of the 11 highest paid pass rushers this year. A couple of them multiple times. On top of that, some other pretty damn good ones. So keeping Aaron Rodgers off the ground is a big part of this. Can Broderick Jones and Troy Fautanu, can they hold their own and keep us on the up and up? That's a big part of it. Again, also Caleb Johnson. I'd like to see a little bit more from him moving forward. The Arthur Smith offense. So there are some things that have question marks above them for me. But like I said, it really felt like I was piling on, because yesterday when I was talking about the offense, I was like, well, this is an issue. This is an issue. This is I don't think they're all bad issues, but they have question marks over them. Mike, and again, Broderick Jones and Troy Fautanu, who didn't play last year, they have to find out a way to stop these top pass rushers again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 11 out of the 17 games they're going to be facing a pretty damn good pass rusher.
Yeah, they're not just going to be playing run-of-the-mill guys. They're playing some of the best of the best. And
absolutely.
Hey, that's why we drafted them.
That is why we drafted them. But again, is it their time? Are they too early? Does Broderick Jones have it together? Does he? Yeah. Is he going to be able to have a successful season?
Is this the year where the talent and the brain catch up?
Right. Richard, what's up? Richard, always great seeing you on the terrible board. He says, I agree with you on Rodgers. He has been great so far. He's said and done all the right things. Again, so now it just comes down to playing on the field. That's the only thing we haven't seen. We've seen everything else about Aaron Rodgers. Now seeing him actually get out and do the actual job itself is what it all comes down to. And again, that's part of the question marks as well that I had yesterday. Mike, again, I had about 5 question marks about this offense, and I'm not saying that they're going to be damning or, it's going to stop us from doing a lot of good things, but they're certainly question marks, Mike. Again, those tackles, keeping out the edge rushers, the running back situation. I want to feel better about it, but I just don't at this moment. Wide receiver 2, we could talk about that till we're blue in the face. I'm sure we'll have a whole nother season to talk about that as well. The Arthur Smith offense, again, we want to see it form into place, and hopefully all the pieces that we got all fall into place for what he's doing. And the other thing, Mike, DK Metcalf, let's just say again, and I hate to say this, let's say he goes out and blows out his knee in week 1. In our 1 and 2 are Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin. How comfortable are you with that? People say, well, they're good. They can catch the ball. They're fast. But again, you're facing top DBs, top defenses, top teams in the league. I want the best possible chance I have to win. I just don't know if those 2 gentlemen are the best possible chance to win if I'm comfortable with that. I don't know. They're both up and coming. I like them. I love what Calvin Austin brings. But again, do they just have the general tools to be a 1 and a 2? They have the tools to do what it is they do well. They're fast. They can get behind the defense. But those kind of one-trick guys don't. Again, if that was the case, if you could really depend on a guy like that, Tyreek Hill would be winning games every week for that team. He's just, he fits into that faster than everybody. He's the cheetah, but it's a one-trick pony kind of thing. And unfortunately, I think Calvin Austin is him, just not as good, Mike.
Yeah, as of right now, that's all we've seen out of Calvin Austin. I hope we see him in a different or a more varied role than just be the guy to run deep.
We have to.
I think he has really good route running ability, and use him in the short to intermediate passing game, and just let his separation
I mean, who are you going to pass to over
ability.
the middle? You got two guys that are 150 pounds. It's not like
Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, Mount
hold on. I'm
Washington,
not
DK
talking. Mike, you
Metcalf.
didn't let me finish. I'm talking about wide receivers. So let's just say take DK Metcalf out for the context of the conversation as we were. Let's talk about these two receivers. Which two of these receivers do you send over the middle on just general game planning?
Roman Wilson.
Okay. All right. We'll see if that plays out like that. Like, again, these guys are both very small guys, is what I'm saying. Have I seen a sign of them being tough, like a Wes Welker or a Edelman? No, I see these guys having a history of getting hurt, is what I see, is the point I'm trying to make. But yes, we do have tight ends as well and another receiver, as I mentioned earlier, Mike. But that was the point I was trying to make. We don't have a good inside over the middle game. We're not prepared for that DK Metcalf big injury. And again, fingers crossed. Let's hope that doesn't happen. EXP Bless says, "Hey guys, I'm going to my very first Steeler game. That's awesome, man. Again, in the Buffalo game, no less. So that is going to be a good game. Hopefully they can get a win for you for your very first game, man. That would be great. I would love a Buffalo win, Mike. That would be something this season that makes me feel that we may have a chance to do something in January. Is if we could beat Buffalo."
Yeah, that's going to be I think the first real big litmus test of this team. Green Bay, Bengals, yeah, but I think Buffalo, just because they've been up there, they've been in the AFC Championship game recently. Josh Allen is MVP. That's the litmus test right there. If we beat them, well, it's late in the year, and look out, man, because we can go on a roll the rest of the way, then roll into the playoffs and get on a little run and do some damage.
I do want to say you guys are amazing. I'm just trying to catch up on the board, and you guys are awesome. There's nothing that I'm not seeing. I think every comment is super awesome today, guys, and I appreciate everything that everybody has to say. Mike, let's do that. Let's try to get into some more. I don't want to not do that because, again, everybody just has a lot of great things to say. Let me just stop randomly right here. Mike, I'm at 12:51:48. I'm going to go to where Jen says Rogers own the Bears and Steelers can't win at Soldier Field. Something's got to give. I think this is the year the Steelers win. I remember the last time we beat them, the last time we played in Chicago, which was 8 years ago or whatever it was, we did lose that game, and it was something stupid. I remember there was something stupid that happened. I can't think of what it was. I can't remember. But it was I think Gunner. I don't know if Gunner was there was somebody that really goofed up at one point. I remember.
Is it when he did the toe tap catch for the punt?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Richard says 12-5 if Rodgers stays healthy, 10-7 if he gets injured early in the season. Alex Highsmith did kill Herbert. He really did. I think once, here's the thing about Herbert. He's one of these guys. Once he gets a team around him, I think I think the Chargers are going to be good. Like I said, they've been building and continue to build and drafting and bringing in players. And again, that defense gave up the least amount of points last year. So those things, and again, Mike, the horror balls, you can never count the horror balls out as much as you hate them. I would like to think that team is probably going to improve moving forward because of that. But we will see.
They hang around like cockroaches.
They do.
But they did, big piece of their puzzle. Their starting left tackle, Rashawn Slater, on the IR. That's a huge loss. Yeah, they're moving Joe Alt over.
Yeah, but you got us us winning 13 games. So, I mean, if we can win 13 games, if we have a
that's not. I'm talking about.
We have a Broderick Jones. Come on, I mean, let's be fair.
Hey. Yeah, I got nothing on that one. You kind of got me on that one.
Corey says, I think we take down Buffalo and the Lions, and we lose to Cleveland, but I have us splitting the whole division. I think it's what we did last year. We split the division. I'd like to see us go 4-2. If we could go 4-2 in the division, I'd be happy with that. Fearless Steel says the only team we don't want the Steelers to beat is the Steelers. Freaking offense better answer with points when 90 and Steelers defense get it all back. Again, maybe this gives the defense an opportunity to be stronger this year with a little bit better of an offense. Staying on the field will help the defense keep rested, and they can do their thing. So hopefully that all plays. Mark Malone's saying 15-2. I don't know if Mark's being facetious, but he is saying 15-2 on his record for the end of the year. Let's see. Thank you, EXP Bless. That's greatly appreciated. Thank you. We're glad to have you. Sticky B says, even if we keep that Buffalo game competitive, will be a good sign. Absolutely. We have to be able to hang with these teams. Again, when we've seen Philadelphia, we've seen Kansas City and Baltimore in the final run last year, those were not pretty games. We have to somehow stay in those kind of games. We had no chance of winning any of those games. And then again, you lose to Cincy at the end of the year to finish it out, and then basically get the same exact game against Baltimore just a couple weeks later in the playoffs. So again, that has to improve. We have to play better against the good teams. And if we want to get to be on that tier, you have to be able to beat some teams on that tier. And over the past few years, Mike, starting with that San Francisco game to kick off a couple seasons ago, till the way this last season finished, those are the kind of games that we have to be able to stay in, and we just cannot stay in. Not even beat, to stay in.
Yeah, to stay competitive in those games. Yeah, because what Philly 2-3 years ago was a runaway game. They were playing their backups in the fourth quarter and stuff.
Yeah, because we got Philly a couple years in a row because of that new scheduling. Let's see. Field is still putting 90 instead of his
lightning bolt.
Instead of his lightning bolt. But so, I mean, that's where everything is at, guys. Again, get down to the North Shore. If you ain't got nothing going on this weekend, a lot of things, Mike, as Pitt does kick off against Duquesne in their first scheduled game of the season, Mike. That is at 12 o'clock tomorrow. The Savannah Bananas in town tonight and tomorrow. The Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, basically, if you're not familiar, and Mike Rib Fest. This is a great weekend to be downtown, to be down at the North Shore, to get down and do some Pittsburgh living, guys. A lot of events going on throughout the weekend. So make sure you get down there, guys. Again, the ribs would be my main reason. But again, I would surely like to go see Pitt and also Duquesne, and even the Savannah Bananas, Mike. Again, that could be very interesting. I like that kind of thing. Sports entertainment, I guess.
Yeah,
you would call that, right?
Exactly. Yeah, not pro wrestling yet, but in the same field.
It is. I mean, it is.
Because they have
pro wrestling, but it's baseball.
Yeah, they have predetermined things that they do, but the outcome is all random.
Right. Like them Globetrotters and
the Globetrotters, the poor Washington Generals. I think they won one game.
I couldn't believe it when they did win that game. I couldn't believe it. I thought
I would have loved to have been at that game.
Globetrotters lost. Yeah, I did see them a couple times in person. It was a lot of fun, actually. It's a great time. It's sports entertainment. Again, it's wrestling, but it's basketball.
Yeah,
I got to say I liked it a lot. Yeah. Again, Steelers off till Monday. They're getting a long weekend as well. Everybody but you, Mike.
Everyone but me and Jamal.
And I'm me either. I'm
well, we don't care about you.
I'm doing high school football tonight, which is a lot of fun. We are going to be in week 1 of high school football in the Whitfield here this weekend, guys. So Aliquippa and Bell Vernon, like a big matchup early to kick off the season at the new turf, the beach they call it, up in Bell Vernon. They have the sand-colored football field at the turf. Bell Vernon is hosting the Aliquippa Quips tonight. A big game here in Western Pennsylvania.
That should be a good one.
Also, Mike, other than the Pitt Panthers, the college football season is well underway in Nevada. Nevada takes a trip to Penn State, Mike, 3:30 tomorrow. So if you're in your Pitt and your Penn State, catch Pitt at 12 o'clock and then watch Penn State at 3:30. Mike, and then we were well underway. Again, high school week 1. They had week 0 last week, week 1 tonight. College underway, and then again, just this time next week, the NFL season is already going to be started. So it's here. This is my favorite time of year, Mike. And you see, I even got the hoodie on. I a little more bundled up. As the weather is starting to change already here at the end of August, which is crazy. Mid to late August is usually unbelievably hot and miserable. But it's high as 70 degrees today here in Pittsburgh. If I'm not mistaken, Mike, 70-degree high in August.
No, that's insane.
That's football weather.
It is football weather. Who's Pitt play?
Pitt plays Duquesne.
Ooh, powerhouse.
Don't even start with me.
I'm deflecting from the Nevada,
Tennessee's and Cincinnati's and West Virginia. I know Penn State will be they'll be scheduling Nevada. Not UNLV. Not even a team that you've heard of. They're playing Nevada. Also, Mike, that being said, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds or other football teams, soccer, of course, the Riverhounds traveled down to South Florida to take on the Tampa Bay Rowdies. That game is 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. And the Pittsburgh Pirates, they lose the final game of the 4-game set against the Cardinals yesterday, Mike, splitting the series 2 games apiece. They lose 4-1 to the Cardinals. They take their 59 and 76 record to Boston to play the Red Sox throughout the weekend. It is a Paul Skeens game. So if you're going to watch the Pirates take on the Red Sox tonight at 7:10, you will see Mr. Skeens out on the bump. So when he plays, Mike, there's always a chance to win. So let's go, Paul. And again, Mike, we're just inching closer to this football season, this NFL football season.
So, God dang close. I can taste it. Taste it like that sweet moonshine.
Phil says, all right, Ryan and Vanilla, female football coaches in high school sidelines. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. If you know the sport, know how to coach, hell yeah.
I'm cool with it, man. Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
The2dumbyinzers.com. If you're new here, kind of like experience bliss, check out the2dumbyinzers.com. All of Ryan and I's social media links are over there. We've got a merch store over there. We've got the Dumb Thoughts by Vanilla Thunder himself over there. So check it out at the2dumbyinzers.com.
Go check it out, everybody. www.the2dumbyinzers.com. That's www.the2dumbyinzers.com. Go check it out. Mike has a lot of cool things over there. He does a lot of work. Go check out the website, guys. Mike, put on your thinking caps. Everybody on the board, everybody at home. Let's get ready for the question of the day. We're starting with our Jets, Mike. We've gone Jets all week. You brought that to my attention yesterday. Today's going to be no different. This is how well do you know your enemy? And our opponent we play next is the New York Jets. So, guys, this will be a New York Jets trivia question. Here we go, guys. Mike, the Jets are the last team by way of AFC East championships, AFC East titles. For example, the New England Patriots have 22.
Mm-hmm.
The Buffalo Bills have 15 AFC East titles. Miami has 13 in third place. Mike, how many AFC titles do the Jets have all time? Again, New England has 22. Buffalo has 15. Miami has 13. Mike, how many AFC East titles does the New York Jets have all time? Take a minute to think that over, guys. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day right here on YouTube. Question of the day, Mike. The Jets are the worst team as by way of AFC East championships. For example, New England has 22 AFC East championships. Buffalo has 15. Miami has 13. How many all-time AFC East championships do the Jets have?
3.
3? Is this your final answer?
Final answer.
I know there's some different answers on the board. I see RB has 7. Tortilla's saying 1. Corey's saying 3. Sticky B, what you know about Sticky B? Sticky B says 3. Richard says 9. Phil is saying 1, Mike. So you're going to stick with 3. Is this your final answer?
Sticking with 3.
All right, I'm going to lock you in. 3 is your final answer. All right, Mike, you're locked in on that, guys. Question of the day. How many AFC East titles do the Jets have all time? For example, New England has 22. Buffalo has 15. Miami has 13. How many do the Jets have? Again, a lot of different answers on the board. Mike, 7, 1, 3, 9, 1. And you said 3 is your final answer. Mike, the answer to the question is the New York Jets have all-time AFC East champions titles. They did it 4 times.
Oh, damn.
4 times. Just narrowly missing it, Mike.
Sticky B and I were the closest without going over. We win.
Oh, Corey as well. And, but when was the last time, Mike? When was the last time the AFC East was won by the Jets? That could be like the second part of the questions. If anybody wants to take a shot at that, when was the last time the AFC East was won by the Jets? Guys, throw your guess up on that.
2012?
2012. I'll give it a few more minutes. I'll give it a few here, guys. If you want to throw any guesses up on that as well, what was the last time the Jets won the AFC East? RB, I see he's. You know what I think RB's doing? He said 7, which I think is pretty high. but I think it's because he doesn't want Derpy coming to his house.
I think so.
I think he's just trying to get the wrong answers.
Well, he did say his wife might kill him, but he does have some chores he can do.
Okay. Yeah, we put Derpy to work. That's all we're asking.
He doesn't work for us.
Take him out and spray him down with a hose or something. I don't know what you do. But RB is saying 2011. Tortilla saying 1876. And Sticky B, what you know about Sticky B? He says the Sanchez days. Guys, the last time that the Jets won the AFC East was 2002.
Holy shit.
2002. I mean, you got to remember New England, though. I mean, they had their 20 years of glory, and I know that the Jets hasn't won it in the last 5 years, but 2002 is the last time the New York Jets won the AFC East. Prior to that, like 1998, and I think prior to that, it was like 92 or 88 or something. Not that great. Of course, the Jets, with their one great year, Super Bowl III, 1969, Joe Namath calling it, Mike, saying they will beat the favorite Indianapolis Colts or Baltimore Colts at the time. Johnny Unitas, they did win that game, Mike, but yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while for them Jets. Corey says, 2010, whatever year Mark Sanchez took him to the AFC Championship. You know what? They did not win the division that year, but you're right. That was the last year that they went to the playoffs, though, Mike. When we beat them in the AFC Championship to go on to play Green Bay, that was the last time the Jets smelled the playoffs.
Damn, that was a long time.
It sure was. But again, guys, a lot next week as we start to get ready and get rammed up for this the opener, Mike, next weekend. This will be Steeler Friday next week. NFL kicks off Thursday night. And again, Mike, just a little over a week away. I think John said it was 9 plus a wake up. Now, so
9 and a wake up.
9 and a wake up.
Now we're at what, 8 and a wake up?
I don't think I think it's still 9. Wasn't it yesterday?
Yesterday was 9 and a wake up. Today's 8 and a wake up.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh my God, you and math all of a sudden. You used to be the numbers guy, brother.
I am the numbers guy. Matter of fact, I'll take any challenge you have as far as numbers go. But
on this one, I think I win.
But this isn't a problem. This is just listen.
I need a win that involves math.
All right, okay? I'll give it to you. Corey says, "Damn, they won the division with Matt Castle." That's absurd. Well, let's think. What's today? So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 9 and a sleep.
We don't count today. We count.
Why don't you count today? We still have to live today.
We did it yesterday. He said 9 and a wake up yesterday.
No, he said 10 and a wake up yesterday. You have to count today. Look, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 9 and a wake up. Why wouldn't you count today? We have to live through today. You can't just take today out.
No, we don't. We don't need today.
So you're not going to live through today. Get the hell out of here. Your math isn't mathing. Aaron, what's up, brother? Always great seeing Aaron on the board. Aaron, Jade, great. We are just a little over a week away, my friend. It won't be long now, but great seeing you on the board. Thank you so much for Feel the Steel and everybody. I do want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you guys. I do want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You guys always keep things interesting here on the show. On the terrible board, Mike, as we did rename and rebrand the board today on the show, it is now the terrible board. And I do want to say everybody at home, maybe in the car, maybe at the gym with your earbuds on, or maybe at home on your big screen TV, we want to thank you as well. A lot of stuff, again, going down over the weekend. Get down to Pittsburgh, Mike. The Savannah Bananas in town tonight and tomorrow at PNC Park. Pitt and Duquesne tomorrow at noon down at the AC. And also, finally, the Ribs Fest. If you love ribs, get down to Rib Fest, Mike, through the weekend. I couldn't imagine being around so much awesome food at the same time, and the smell of the ribs and the barbecue. And if I didn't work, it would be a possibility. But Mike, Rib Fest, guys, get down and check out Rib Fest again on the North Shore. A lot going on this weekend, guys. Again, working our way to the kickoff of the season. Next week we'll be back along with the Steelers, Mike. The Steelers are getting back at it on Monday. We'll be back as well on Monday at our regular time to do it all over again, Mike, and get ready for that to happen. Again, Mike, just a little less than a week from the NFL season kicking off. I think everybody is excited about that.
I can't wait. Oh God, I need real NFL football in my life.
Sticky B saying today's halfway over. But Corey said, Sticky B, I hear that, but we can delete the rest of today. We got to see it. Hey, right. What? I mean, an asteroid might come and smash us later. So you can't count today yet. It still has to happen.
No, you don't. I know.
So the day just doesn't happen.
Day does not happen.
See, that's okay. As long as that's your argument, I'll take
That's
that.
my argument. God damn it! I'm trying to win this one.
Jen says, if you get any drunk text from me, please ignore. I'm on vacation. So we do expect it. Again, Jen is on vacation next week. Just more Jen for us, even better. I do want to say, if you haven't had a chance yet, go check us out at any of our social media sites, Mike. You could go to Facebook. You could go to X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. Hit the follow button and keep up with what the two dumb Yinzers are doing on a day-to-day basis. And finally, if you haven't had a chance yet, down below, hit the like, subscribe, and share button. It helps out a lot. We appreciate it greatly. Thank you so much. Mike, anything before we do wrap it up for the week, man?
I got nothing other than, my God, today was fun. Thank you, everyone. God. Oh, yeah, I do got something fun here. There's a guy for Central Arkansas some football team. His name is Dude Person.
Dude Person, I like it.
Dude Person, let that carry you through this Memorial Day weekend. Dude Person.
You could always count on a guy in college to have an interesting name.
Dude Person.
We had Indiana Jones earlier this week, and now Dude Person. So there you go, everybody. But enjoy some college football. It's a little taste. It'll get us ready for next week. Again, Pitt is at it. Penn State is at it. College football this week. High school is big here in Western PA. We're going to be doing that whole thing tonight, Mike. But when we come back Monday, it's all Steelers. It's all Jets. It's time to go. It's go time. We're going to be getting ready for that all next week. Full jam-packed full of things going on. And I do believe Finch will be stopping by. A couple other things happening next week. So we hope to see everybody back then. For Mike, anything else? Speak now or forever hold your peace, man. Anything?
Nope. See you guys next week.
All right. Again, thank you for everything on the board. I would have loved to have read every single comment. I truly, honestly did aloud. I've read them all as they came. You guys were awesome on the board as always, and all kind of great comments. Thank you for them as usual, guys. Thank you so much again. Am I forgetting anything, Mike?
No, sir.
All right. Well, everybody, I hope you have a great, safe weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy some college football. Catch us back on Monday at our regular time. We'll do it all over again and get ready for this big Jets opener, guys. I want to say thank you so much for Mike in the Steelers Central Mobile Studio, for myself, the two dumb Yinzers. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe. We'll see you Monday.